Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. I am so excited. Time to reveal the new 2024 MakseLife Planner Collection. And absolutely honored to be part of the Maxi Review Crew team again this year. I cannot wait to show you everything that I've got inside this box, plus a couple extra goodies that didn't fit in here. This whole new collection, everything I'm about to show you, launches on Thursday, September 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can pick it up on MakseLife's website at that time. And if you don't know, I am part of the MakseLife affiliate team, so I've got my link down in the description below. If you are shopping and you want to use my link, I do really appreciate that. I've also got a discount code, which I will put across the screen here, and that's in the description below there as well. You can shop with that and save 10%. And if you're new to MakseLife, I do have another discount code for first-time shoppers as well. All of that is down in the description below. I've also got a couple of launch day giveaways going on, some opportunities to pick up some store credit ahead of the launch. First, I do have one for this video right here, so you can check the description down below or stay tuned till the end of the video for more details on how to enter that. I'll also have one going over on my Instagram feed as well, so that you can have another opportunity to enter. And for both of those, I will choose the winner bright and early Thursday morning so that you have your gift card in time to shop the launch. And finally, I will be going live with some other affiliates over on Instagram tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's Tuesday, September 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we also have some shop credit to give away, and we'll be just sharing some of our favorites from the launch and chatting all things MakseLife. So with that housekeeping aside, let's dive in. I cannot wait to share everything with you. First of all, check out this gorgeous new packaging from MakseLife. This is the box. This is the largest one of the boxes they have. They do have a couple of smaller sizes as well as a bubble mailer that is all branded like this. So I think most of you in your launch day orders will receive something in the new MakseLife branded boxes. If you place an absolutely enormous order, then it will just be mailed in a regular box. With everything that I'm going to share today, everything that I have in my review crew order, literally everything except one thing fit inside this box. So these are pretty large and will hold a good amount. But if you do place a super large order with multiple planners and different things like that, you may size out of this box. For the affiliates, they made sure to include one of these just so that we could share it with you. But in your regular orders, if your order is super, super large, it's just gonna mail in a regular brown box. Otherwise, you will get one of these. And I do think that they're very, absolutely gorgeous. Definitely adds a little something to the unboxing experience. And when you open up the sides here, you have a little compass assessment logo over here, says MakseLife on it, and it's got all your life area colors. Super, super cute. And then when you open up the box, there's actually a tray inside that has all of their contact information, all of that stuff that used to be on the card, or is actually still on the card, but just in little tray form. And it also hides your package and keeps it all neat together. Now, I've already taken everything out of here, and actually I've got some other things floating around the desk. So this wasn't my full unboxing experience. If you do want to see that, I do have an Instagram reel where I opened it for the first time. So you can check that out over on my Instagram at My Crafty Plans. And I am going to share everything that I got. We'll go into all the details of the planners that I have, the goal setting system, and all of the accessories. And I will, of course, put timestamps in the description down below in case you want to jump around. I do anticipate this will be a pretty long video. I have a lot of stuff to go through in here. So let's pull out our tray, and you can kind of sneak a peek in there. This washi tape set was actually the only thing that I'm going to share with you today that wasn't in the box. So this came for me. It was mailed with a large brown box, and then this box inside, and then this was just also inside the brown box, but everything else that you're going to see fit inside of this, just for reference in case you're trying to get one of these boxes. So of course we have our little card here that has all of the same information that was on that tray, and there were a couple of freebies. They have the stickers while supplies last. I actually never gotten a duplicate, which is kind of fun. And then also between launch day on October 3rd, if you order more than $100 worth of stuff, you will get the annual reflections notebook again this year. So this one says 2023 reflections. This was also the freebie from last year. And again, this will be included in orders over $100, and they will also be available for purchase for $10. So we'll dive more into that in a minute as well. I've got some accessories here, and as you can see, I've got one of the flagship planners as well. I've got companion notebooks and all kinds of other things to share with you. So let's just make some space and we can go in. All right, so we can start with my companion notebook. Each of the companion notebooks comes in a box. The boxes are all the same this year. They have that pinstripe on them. There are 8 different cover options, and you can choose between the vertical and the horizontal layout. A number of the covers were designed as collaborations with artists, and there's collaborations with artists from the planner community and just more general artists, so I think it's really, really cool. This is the cover that I got. This one is called Moxie, and it is an artist collaboration with Allison Jansen. It's just this really, really gorgeous floral. I believe she did 2 of the cover designs, and they're both just really gorgeous floral prints. I just absolutely love this, like the pink and the yellow, and it's just so special. And before we go any further, can you look at what this is on the Flagship Planner? I am beyond excited for this, so beyond excited for this. All of the Flagship planners are now on a standard coil instead of wire O binding, and I just could not be more excited about that. I love MakseLife, I love the Flagship planner. I am not a huge fan of wire O, and it's just really, really exciting to see this gorgeous, gorgeous giant coil on here. It is quite thick and sturdy. It's just a really high quality coil, and that is just so awesome. We'll dive a little bit more into the coil and how this potentially works with interchangeable planner covers and stuff like that in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look at this actual planner and some of the MakseLife stuff in here. So you do have a elastic band to close it. It is in a color that's just complementary to the planner, I believe. And then the back of the planner has the same pattern, and in, again, a color that is complementary to the planner, you have the branding listed. So here we've got that gorgeous yellow, and I absolutely love the color yellow, and it says MakseLife. So then we can just open this up here, and on the inside page, you have some kind of pattern, and the pattern is different depending on which color planner that you get. So this is the pattern that goes with this floral cover, this Moxie cover, but the boxes this year are not specific to the planner. Everyone is getting the same planner box. So as you can see here, well, first of all, we do have a ruler, and it's a coil clip ruler because this is now a coil planner. So we have that, so exciting. This one says today on it, and they're actually selling a set of 3 additional rulers that you can purchase that say different things on them. They say the top, instead of saying today, it says annual goals, monthly goals, and weekly actions, and they're selling that as a trio. And the reason that I'm mentioning this now is that's actually the only accessory from the launch that I do not have. I picked up every single other accessory. So the way that the MakseLife review crew and the affiliates work is we were given access to a pre-sale, and we were able to pick all of this stuff up at a discount, but I did purchase this with my own money. I just received a discount on it. I will be sharing all of the other accessories for you, but I figured I would mention the bookmarks now since I don't actually have that one to share. So, and as you can see here, then you have your cover page. It says MakseLife Goal Setting Planner System. It's got the year big right there, and then you can see that I've got the vertical weekly edition, which if you are not new here, you may notice is a different planner than the one that I picked up last year. Last year I did get the horizontal edition, but this year I decided to go ahead and pick up the vertical weekly edition, and I'm really, really excited because I just absolutely love the MakseLife vertical layout. So it says the power in these pages belong to, and then it's got space for your contact information, and then all of the tabs are dark gray. This is a very neutral planner. Absolutely love how neutral this planner is. And I did just go ahead and grab my one from last year so that as I'm flipping through, I can make note of anything that's different from last year as well. It's just, I know people like to know. One thing that I will tell you is that the covers this year are actually just a little bit thinner than the covers from the year before. So this year's covers are just a little bit thinner than the covers from last year. They still feel like plenty secure and sturdy and still chipboard. They're just a little bit thinner. And then you can kind of just see how things sit overall with the wire O versus the coil, which in my opinion is a great upgrade. And in terms of thickness, they're just like about the same amount thick as they were last year. And then, like I said, last year I had the horizontal one, although it doesn't actually say horizontal on it in there. So I guess that's a change for this year because there doesn't say anything in there. But this is the horizontal layout versus this year we've got the vertical. All right, so then next page when you turn, we've got just your contact information and a welcome letter from Sierra. And it does look like it's the same as last year, all of the same content and the same welcome and everything like that. And then I know Sierra has in the past said that like every couple of years they do a broader refresh to like all of the coaching tips in here, and the goal setting page is more in depth. And this was not one of those years. So the system overall should be very similar, if not exactly the same as what we had last year. So the first tab there says goal setting on it, and the print on the font and all the color on the font, everything looks the same to me. The only thing that is different is that where we had the gratitude heart in the planners in 2022 is now been replaced with the Wheel of Life icon in 2023. So there's no more hearts either on the planner pages themselves or in here. It's all been replaced with the Wheel of Life icon with the MakseLife wheel. So in this one says, our Wheel of Life icon is a daily reminder to check in with your goals. Use this space for what you need to highlight an important action step you'll take towards your goals. Track a 15-minute power appointment to gain momentum, or you can use it to record a win or highlight of the day. And that was versus having a set space for daily gratitude. Instead, they're just making it a little bit more general and just reflecting the branding there with the Wheel of Life. But otherwise, everything is the same. I will be going through the goal setting system. I'm going to do that now. And if you're super familiar with MakseLife and you want to skip ahead, again, just check the timestamps in the description below, because I will put that as a separate timestamp in case you don't want to see it in depth. But the MakseLife goal setting system has 5 steps. They are laid out here, and then there's pages to help you complete each of those steps. So first here we have the compass assessment. We'll go through those pages shortly. That is basically like a pre-work assessment that you do. It really helps you get started with this. If you're brand new to MakseLife, I highly recommend, really taking your time doing the compass assessment a couple of times and really thinking about the questions, not just your answers to them. It was really, really helpful my first year in the system for thinking about things that were going to be goals in each categories and just kind of informing the way that I was thinking about goal setting. And also it's just a really good getting to know you thing. I still use the compass assessment, but for me, I felt like the most power that the compass assessment had was really in my first year in the system. And with this planners right here, so going into this year, this will be my 3rd year using MakseLife and really living MakseLife. Because this goal setting system has become a absolutely huge part of my life, not just my planning system, obviously, but just really impacting every area of my life. And I really do live this system and put this system to work for me every single day. So yeah, and I do also share that process. You can check back. I will link in the description below and at the end in the cards, my goal setting series. So you can watch my annual goal setting video. Every month I've got a goal setting video. And then we also check in with this planner on my weekly planning routine videos as well when we set my weekly actions, which we'll get to in a second. Anyway, number 2, after the compass assessment, we set our intentions for the year. This is a goal setting system that uses a word of the year, so you'll get space to do that as well. Then you've got your annual goals and vision, so you will walk through all the steps and which will help you craft your annual goals. You can create a vision board if that's something that you like to do. I can show you mine from the past couple of years if you want to see them here as well when we get to the companion notebooks, which is what I actually use for my goal setting, which I do have a set of those as well, which we'll walk through. Then we've got our monthly goals and weekly actions. So we break down our annual goals into monthly goals, and then each week we break down our monthly goals into weekly actions. And then finally, we've got monthly reflections and quarterly reviews. There's also space for weekly reflections. So you spend a lot of time working your way through the process, working your way through the system and reconnecting with things. One of my favorite things about MakseLife's goal setting system, and one of the reasons that I feel like I've been able to stick with this for so long, is because if something's not working, you're given plenty of chances to reassess. It is perfectly acceptable in this system and encouraged to change a goal, even an annual goal, if it's not working for you. So I think there's a lot of power in that, and in knowing it's part of the rules that you're allowed to change your mind on things. Things don't always work out, life changes, etc. This is a system that's meant to work with you, not against you. So again, then we get into our compass assessment pages. This is like a description of the compass assessment, and this is an area where you can kind of score yourself along them. So you get, this is that wheel that you'll see throughout MakseLife's branding. And again, this is where it comes from. There are 8 areas of life in the MakseLife system, which are: yellow is personal, orange here is fun and recreation, red, work and learning, purple is family and relationships, the dark bluish purple is health and wellness, the teal, spiritual and personal growth, green is financial, and gray is physical environment. The belief is that we should have goals in each of these areas and strive to find balance between the areas to basically be living a complete life. And it's designed to be really, really flexible. Like this works if you have a spouse, kids, and that kind of family, but it also works if that's not you. It can mean your relationship with your parents or your relationship with your friends or friends who are like family to you. It means what you want it to mean, and it's designed to be flexible. Likewise for work and learning, I know parents who are stay-at-home parents that use that for their household goals or goals for their kids, or you could use that for career or for social media or really for anything, or in ways that, or things that you, again, for students if you want to learn. So it's designed to be really flexible and to fit into a wide variety of people's lives. So then here you actually have your assessment scoring. It basically just has, in each of the categories, it's got 8 questions that will help you assess yourself in that category. One of the things that I really liked about this assessment, especially during my first time setting goals, is it really gave me an idea of like what kinds of goals to put into each category. It really helped me better define the goals. And then each year since then, and each really even month since then, I've refined that and adjusted that as needed. But this is a really great starting point if you're getting started. My advice on this would be, 1, you can print the assessment for free on their website as many times as you want. Even if you aren't purchasing one of their planners, it's completely free to print off of their website. It's under their printable section, and you can take this multiple times and really think about it. And my just biggest advice is like, don't overthink the scores too much. It's really easy to just like get bogged down and keep going back and wiggling back and forth with the numbers, but really just, really the overall purpose is designed to get you to think about your life, and like you don't need to stress about a 7 versus an 8 or a 6 versus a 7. Just kind of go with it and you'll work from there. So again, we have that for all of the 8 categories here, and then we have our intentions on the page for that. You can actually also print this off their website. Almost all of the pages you can print from their website. You can do the entire MakseLife goal setting system with free printables from their website, even if you are not buying a planner, which I think is just so amazing. So if this is not in your budget for this year, definitely check out their website because you can totally still do the system 100%. And I really like to print off the intentions, and actually I print off a lot of the goal setting pages because it's a really great place to brainstorm things, and that way once I am ready to actually sit down and do it, I can make sure I'm doing everything as neatly as I want and I'm not making spelling mistakes and things that are going to kind of drive me crazy for the entire year. I've had that practice space to do it from the printables, and then the good clean copy can go in my goals planner. So again, you just have some intentions to set through the year here. You can take a look and see what they says. This is all the same as it was last year as well. The only difference, oh, actually no, it's the one from last year does say my word for 2023 is, and again, I have this planner and I've done some spreads in here, but this was not my goal setting planner for last year. I did use a MakseLife planner, but it's a different one, which I will show you in a little bit when we get to that category, but that is why that page is not filled out. But yeah, so this is the same, and it just says my word for 2024, and that is really, really fun, and I have no idea what my word for 2024 is gonna be yet. So then we have some information in here about how to set your goals, what kind of goals work, just like a lot of really good information for you to read through, especially if you are new to goal setting or new to the system. We've got different kinds of goals, stretch goals, like those big goals that you're working towards. And again, in MakseLife, they say to have no more than 1 to 3 stretch goals per year, progress goals, like your main working goals, and then maintenance goals, which is another thing that I absolutely love about the MakseLife system, because I can say, hey, I've got an area of my life that works super well, and I don't really want to spend a bunch of time trying to build something that works better than something that's already working for me perfectly. So instead, I can set a maintenance type goal and just say, I want to maintain this system. I want to check in and make sure it's still working 6 months from now, but I don't need to overhaul it just because it's the new year, just because I need a goal in that category. It's okay to say that I'm better, that I'm good in certain areas, and to me, progress looks like maintaining what I've already got. And then it's, again, here we've got some advice for doing our annual goals, our monthly goals, and breaking that down into weekly actions, which again, we start with our annuals, our long-term vision. We chunk them down and with our monthly goals, and every month I check in with my annual goals to create my monthly goals, and then every week I check in with my monthly goals while I create my weekly actions. There are also here a section about your weekly reflections. There is space in this planner every week for you to reflect on your goals, and here are the questions that MakseLife advises for using. Wins, what worked, what didn't work, lessons learned, adjustments that you need to make moving forward. And then the space is really wide open and free, so you can customize from there. Sometimes I do more reflections, sometimes I pull back a little bit. So it's really, you know, just it's very customizable, and you can work within the system and lean into the parts that really feel good for you in the moment and change with it throughout the year. And then the last thing here, I know a lot of people really, really love this little list. So there's just like a list of words under each category that can help you kind of brainstorm ideas for setting goals, which I think that this also can really help you kind of define what each area of life means for you. But I also think it's okay to be flexible. MakseLife has a really active Facebook group, and people like ask questions all of the time about, you know, what should this be in this category or in this category, what, you know, and overwhelmingly the answer is just like, do what works for you, do what feels good to you. If it's working, it's not a wrong answer. Same with like how people evaluate scores on the assessment. So if it's working for you, there's no right or wrong answer. Then next to that list, you do have one blank page of dot grid here. It just says, use this space to create a list or a mind map of ideas, dreams, and goals for the coming year. Have fun, the possibilities are endless. So it's just like a little brainstorming page if you need it, but it is just one page of dot grid there. In the past, I've also used this to do things like bucket lists or just other fun ideas, because I typically use the printables to do my brainstorming, and then I like this to be like a more cohesive and final product. Then you have space for your annual goals. So the way that the annual goals are set up is you have 2 per page. So there's going to be 4 pages of goals here, or 2 full pages of goals here. And then each of the next area of goals will break it down from there. So where you get 2 full spreads for the annual goals, it'll be 1 for the monthly, and then 1 page for the weekly. So each time it's just getting a little bit smaller of the space, which should give you some idea of the amount of stuff that should go in here. So up at the top here, again, each of the life area, you have a section for each of the life areas, and the life areas are color coded. So we've got, here is our red, which is the work and learning color. And then right underneath the line there's space that says focus. And then the goal area space itself is dot grid, which I absolutely love. I think that was new last year. The year before it was lined, but it's the same as last year. And then at the bottom it says, how will my life improve by reaching these work and learning goals? So, and then it says that, like, this one is family and relationships. So it says, how will my life improve by reaching those family and relationship goals? So again, the life areas are personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships. And then on the next set of pages, we've got health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. Then on the back of the goals, the last 2 pages here, we have our vision board. So this is completely blank paper. It's not dot grid. It does say vision board on the top of this one. And then it just has like a little bit of instructions here. It says, have some fun bringing your annual goals to life. Locate images, words, and phrases that resonate with the intentions you have created this year. Using the internet, periodicals, and your own creativity, choose items that make you feel good. This space is designed to inspire you. Visit this board often to keep you anchored to your goals and your vision throughout the year. I like to do a little mind map vision board with lots of stickers and stuff. I'll show you what mine looks like from last year as well when we get to that. When we get to the companion notebooks, but it is just fun. Have fun with it. The only thing that I don't love is I kind of wish that the instructions were somewhere else and that this was just like fully blank space to make it easier to take advantage of that. But in what I've done in the past is just white that out. Then we have goal setting quick tips here on the last page here. And then that is the last of the little goal setting section. I am going to share the rest of the planner, and we'll see the monthly goal setting pages and the weekly action items pages when we're going through the planner. But first we have our tabs here. So the tabs again are gray, and then these all just say the name of the month. The full name of the month is printed. So we've got January, February, all the way down. And again, just a very neutral gray tab with white writing. The paper that the tabs is on is actually the same as the rest of the paper in the planner. The tabs are not on a cardstock or anything, but the actual tab piece is laminated. The page itself, the cover pages for each month are very plain, neutral, and blank, and they do just have a quote on it. I think they are all Maxeisms that are printed on them, not necessarily like specific quotes from famous people. This one says, building inner wealth is our definition of success. And then this one has a quote from Sierra Friend, who is the founder of MakseLife. It says, who you become in the process of working towards your goals is as important, if not more so, than crossing the finish lines of achievement. And I just really feel like that's very reflective of the MakseLife system. I love a lot of the MakseLife little sayings and stuff. I think it's a really healthy and sustainable approach to goal setting. One of the reasons why I'm now heading into year 3 of using and living this system. So we've got our tab here, again, just plain white paper, and it is the same paper as the rest of the planner, which by the way is just absolutely gorgeous planner paper. It is 120 GSM paper. It is the same paper as last year, really super high quality and like a nice neutral paper, not too much. It's a nice smooth neutral paper. It's not like too slick and it's not too gritty. It's just a very bright white neutral 120 GSM paper. So it's gonna work with lots of pens and markers and just feels really nice when you're writing on it. The monthly spread here. Okay, so it is a Sunday start on the monthly. There is no optionality on that. It is a Sunday start. There is a little bit of color on the monthly pages, and the color is one of the life area colors, and it just kind of goes through them, and it's like semi-themed with the month and the season. So this one is January, it's cold in January, and this is the blue color. Again, it's the same colors that we've seen in all of the life areas. They're not introducing new colors here. So this one is actually the health and wellness color is the color for January. So you have perfect square boxes for the monthly. They are 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch squares. The date is in a little shaded circle in the color. There are holidays printed on right on the bottom of the squares. One says New Year's Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. They are printed in gray, and the lines on the page are gray as well. It just says the name of the month there in a nice plain font, but plenty of space to cover, or if you want to decorate that. And then there is actually a quote at the top of the monthly page there. These ones are from like famous individuals, not Maxeisms, or specifically from Sierra. And this is the same. I will look through the quotes, but this is the same as the quote from last year. And I know that last year the quotes did get a refresh, and they removed some and changed some of them out, etc. So then you have a note section on the side here. It's lined, and at the bottom in that little square there, you've got a calendar view for the month ahead. This is again the same exact layout as it was last month. There weren't any changes on these pages. Then next after that, you have your goal setting pages. So as I mentioned before, whereas you have 2 full spreads for your annual goals, that switches down to 1 full spread for your monthly goals. So 4 goal areas per page on this. So personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. There is also a quote on this page. This one is from Maya Angelou, and it is the same as the one from last year as well. There's also space at the top here or under each of the goals to do a focus. It's really light if you don't want to use it. Some months I use a focus and some months I don't. Printed pretty lightly there, so it's pretty easy to ignore or to white out if you don't want to use it, but you can also use it as well. And then you get right into your weekly actions, and then this will be what your pages look like every week. Here's my first opportunity while we're looking at this to mention that January 1st, 2024 is a Monday. This coming year starts on a Monday, which is, from a planner perspective, just so absolutely exciting. It is the perfect planner year. I am convinced of that. And this week starts on January 1st. This is the weekly actions, and this is in the dated planner, so it does specifically say the month on it, and that month is printed in the color of the month, which again for January is the blue health and wellness color. Not necessarily telling you that that should be your focus for January. It's more meant to match the seasonality. Like for example, February is pink here, and March I think is green. So just kind of like going off popular colors for the month. So here we have, again, we've scaled it down, so now all 8 of the areas of life are on one single page, and then on the page next to that, to the left, we've got our kind of free space for reflection. So up at the top it says reflect on wins, what worked, what didn't, lessons learned, and adjustment needed. So then this space is pretty free. You can draw that in however you like. I love a stenciling reflection setup, but you can also just kind of use this as extra notes or freehand space, or just jot things down as they occur. And this is dot grid here. And all of the dot grid in the MakseLife planner, anywhere you see dot grid, is actually 6mm dot grids, not 5mm, which is like standard bullet journal. It's 6mm so that all of the dots line up with the lines, and that their stencils that they sell, the silver bookmark stencil, which was already released and available. It's not new with this launch, but it fits both of their planners, etc. So anything that works on a 6mm line spacing, stencil wise, is gonna work on here. And then at the bottom here, you do have some coaching tips that are printed, and these are going to be the same as the ones from last year. And then after our weekly action items, we get into our pages, and so awesome, because now this is a coil, and instead of saying I'll flip to the middle of the planner, I can actually just swing it around, because on a regular standard coil, it's really easy to do that. So very exciting. Plus, look, you get like that little peek of the inside of the cover there. It looks so good. Okay, so the weekly spreads are Monday start, and this is a lined vertical planner. This is one of the reasons that I decided to get a vertical flagship instead of a horizontal this year. I just really wanted a lined vertical planner, and I thought this would be a great opportunity for that, so I'm very, very excited. So it's just one giant box here up at the top that runs like for most of the page, except for a little 1.5-inch square at the bottom. It is lined, it's got space for a header, and the dates and everything are printed on it, and it's just like a really plain, clean font. The dates are a little bit bolder than the day of the week. The holiday is printed on top of the line if there is a holiday. And then down at the bottom, you've got this extra space here that's sectioned off. And instead of having a heart like it did last year, it's got the area of life compass now. And it's just printed so tiny. I don't even know, can you see that? But it just, yeah, super, super cute. Again, I had the horizontal last year, so I don't have the vertical, but that was the heart and it would have been the same in that little section in the vertical. It would have just had a heart last year, but now it's got the little compass. Standard 1.5-inch columns. This is gonna work with all of your kind of standard vertical sticker kits, Monday through Thursday on the left-hand side of the page, Friday through Sunday on the right-hand side, and then a right-hand sidebar instead of a left-hand sidebar. Overall, I really love this layout. On the sidebar, half of it just plain line, no header up at the top, so really great for stickering if that's what you want to do. And then down on the bottom half of the sidebar is a habit track with space for 7 habits with just a line to write them in, and then you can sort of fill them in, dot them in, check them off. And then also please notice that even though there's a little bit of color on the monthly pages, the weekly spreads are 100% completely neutral. The only color on this page at all is the little compass wheel, and it's so teeny tiny. And you could obviously cover that if you want, or just use it if you want. But the spreads themselves are super, super neutral, all gray. The lines are pretty light printed. Really just clean looking, very good for stickers, very good for washi, using fun color markers, or just doing like plain pen spreads if that's your style. It's just a really, really neutral planner spread, which I definitely appreciate. So then that repeats every single week. You've got your space for reflections, you've got your space for weekly actions, and you've got your weekly spread. This does run continuously because it is a dated planner, so at the end of the month, and then you roll right into your monthly reflections, which is just a little list of questions here. Again, same as last year, space to reflect on the month, including giving yourself an overall satisfaction score. And then you roll right into the next month here on the right-hand side of the page. We've got that divider tab. This one for February says trust yourself more. Again, same as last month, and then that'll repeat. So you've got your monthly calendar, your monthly goals, and then we roll right into our weekly actions and weekly spreads. So our Maxeism for March is little steps make big things happen. Again, same as last year, and the quotes all look to be the same as well. Again, you have quotes on the monthly pages, so the monthly calendar spread and the monthly goals, but you do not have quotes on the weekly pages, either the weekly spreads or the weekly actions. April, a really great one, progress not perfection. And these, again, they're all the same as last year. May, do it scared, a super popular Maxeism. Another one here for June, learn to rest, not quit, and just loving that coil, being able to just snap the pages around like that is just really so satisfying. July, when you feel your best, you do your best. August, find your fire. September, own your story. October, enjoy the journey. November, your mindset is your superpower. Love that one. December, stay curious. And then we get to the back here. Here is the last week of the year. Runs all the way through the week ending January 5th because December 31st there is on a Tuesday. My guess is this week will also be in the 2025 planners. Can't believe we're thinking that far in advance. And then you get to the end here. Oh, and you have your quarterly compass assessment. So actually I'm gonna go back in and I'll show you where these are throughout the planner as well. But you do get one for the right here in December, and you would get them after March, June, and September as well. So we can take a look at that. Just another step in the assessing process, just checking in with the bigger picture. I like to do a goals refresh once a quarter when I do my quarterly assessment as well. The actual individual assessment questions are not repeated throughout the planner. You can revisit them from the beginning of the planner or again, print them off their website, but you do get space to kind of fill out your compass assessment again each quarter. And then that you have a couple of extra questions here for reflecting for the quarter, and then space to write your current scores versus your previous scores. And again, those pages, those quarterly pages, in addition to being after December, are also going to be after September. So there was the Q3 one. And then also you do get a blank lined notes piece of paper, which would be a great place to do that goals refresh if that's something you want to do. And then that goes right into October. So likewise, should be after June as well. So instead of ending on the monthly reflections, those the months at the end of the quarter end with the quarterly assessment and aligned notes piece of paper. Here is the one that is after March. So again, at the end of March, at the end of June, and the end of September, and then of course December as well. So if we flip back again to the end of December, you can use the annual reflections notebook, which I will show you in a little bit as well. Lots of reflecting at the end of the year. And then here is the last tab there. This one says extras, and it says invest in your future self. And then it's got a 2024 calendar year at a glance and a 2025 calendar year at a glance. So for this year and for next year. And it just says important dates at the bottom there. And then there's also just some extra lined pages here in the back. And these are lined, they're not dot grid. And at the very teeny tiny corner there, you can see that same compass assessment wheel that's printed on the bottom of their pages. Super, super cute. Then at the very back here, you have this fun pocket. It's on that same pinstripe pattern that is like the same as the box. It's also the same as the annual companion notebooks one. So it's just a really popular MakseLife pattern. It does have your compass wheel on the back, and this is a double-sided folder, so it has a pocket on both sides. Really, really cool. Is spiraled right in there. If you need a little extra space in your planner, you can definitely cut these out. It helps free up some space on the Coil if you don't use it. And there's actually another pocket in this planner, which I'm going to show you, which I thought was really awesome as well. You can also take this whole back extra sections out if you're looking to do a lot of stickering and you want to add in a little bit of space to your planner. This is a very large Coil, but this is a very large planner because in addition to having all of your weekly pages like you would in a regular page, all of the goal setting work is in here as well. And this is 120 GSM paper. So this thing is pretty thick. You do have one sheet of stickers here in the planner. They're just, again, according to the MakseLife colors. You've got some dots, some things that say stretch goals, some little icons of the life areas, flags, and little appointment labels. And then there's just one page of that. And then on the back cover of the planner, printed in that gorgeous little leaf pattern here, or printed to match whatever planner cover you choose, there is another pocket, an accordion pocket. So really, really cool. I would not like stuff this 100% full, but it does feel fairly secure on there. So it is a really nice looking pocket, and I just think that it's really cool that there's two pockets on here. So then again, you can flip the back. Love all the love for the Coil for making it really easy to close the planner and flip things around. I'm so excited about that. We have our back here, and then we also have our elastic clothesband. So let's talk about the new Coil. So this is a 7x9 planner. There are a number of companies out there that make 7x9 Coil clip-in, including Erin Condren. This is not an interchangeable planner cover, however, so this is on there permanently. If you snip this off, you're gonna need some stronger or some good scissors because this is chipboard, but you could, in theory, snip this cover off. I will absolutely not be doing that, but you in theory could. And I believe what I've heard, which we can test, is that it thickness wise should fit all of the Erin Condren and stuff designed to make to fit that planner wise on the coil, but then it's not the same length. Yeah, and that's what that looks like. So the coil itself is a little bit longer, is one rung longer than the Erin Condren coil, but thickness wise, it's going to fit just fine and feel really secure. So this is a back cover that I grabbed, not a front cover. So well, let's go to the back of the planner. Okay. So you can get it on, but the bottom one is gonna cause like a little bit of a problem, or the top one is gonna cause a little bit of a problem because it is just kind of like one too shy, so that's not really ideal. I've also got one of the new vegan leather covers from Erin Condren here, because I actually think that this might work better. So just the way that these covers are designed, it's not, you don't have that same like lip at the bottom. So this you could use. Again, it's really thick on there, but it's not, it's gonna be just like a little bit too short or too tall, but that does actually go on pretty smoothly. You can see it does have like a little bit of overhang at the top there. So that is kind of like what that would look like. I also think that if you want to use interchangeable covers, you're gonna have to slim this planner down just a little bit, which obviously taking the covers off would, but I would probably also take the pockets off. But even though the covers are not an ideal match, again, if you can find a cover that is a little bit longer, what you can do with this is other things that are on coil clips. So of course you have the MakseLife ruler that comes with it. But here's like a little dashboard that I made, and this is on an Erin Condren coil clip. Erin Condren sells coil clips, so you can make that as a little page marker. And if it works in that planner, it's gonna work on this. It is like the same thickness of coil overall, so that stuff is, and the spacing on it is gonna be good for like smaller clip-in things. Like you could clip in your MakseLife ruler to your Erin Condren planner, and you could clip in your Erin Condren ruler to your MakseLife planner. So it does fit in like that. All right, so that is the MakseLife Flagship. Again, I had the vertical, but it's available in vertical or horizontal. It is a 7x9 dated planner, and this planner is $78 retail, and you can choose from any of the different covers and get vertical or horizontal on any of the cover options. Next up, the next thing I have here is the MakseLife Quarterly Companion Notebooks. This is what I'm going to be using for my goal setting planner for next year. I just absolutely love the companion notebooks. This will be my third year in the companion notebooks. Last year I spent a lot of time thinking about whether to move to the flagship or stay in the companion notebooks or get a daily planner or all different kinds of things, and I went back and forth for a really long time and ultimately stayed in the companion notebooks, and I'm so glad that I did. This year, no waffling. I am 100% all in on the companion notebooks. The only thing that I had to decide was which colorway, because this year there was actually 2 available, but if you look at them and you know me, you can probably guess what I went with. So I have the pink and purple set here. Other set is in the green family. It's also really, really pretty, but I just absolutely love pink, so I had to go for that. These are $58 and you buy them as a whole set. It comes with a booklet for your annual goals notebook and then 4 quarterly companion notebooks. Those are the color ones here. And basically what this is it's just the goal setting pages from the planner that we just looked at. So all of the goal setting pages, your annual goals, all of that pre-work, your monthly goals, and your weekly actions with none of the planner pages. So this is meant to be a companion to whatever planner you like to use, or if you're me, whatever 17 different planners you spend your time hopping from throughout the year, which is why I so love the quarterly companion notebooks. I have changed planners so many times and I just kind of love to mix up what I'm doing as far as my planning goes. And this way I stick with the same goal setting planner the whole year and it's all together in the same place. I have my annual booklet to refer back to. I love that you can look at your annual goals and your monthly goals at the same time in separate books. So for me, this is just the best. I absolutely love it. And these are A5. So everything that was in the planner in the goal setting pages is just going to be scaled down slightly size-wise in here because this is an A5 notebook, which I also love. I love the smaller space. It just works super, super well for me. So I am sticking with it. This does come out with the little binding on it that says MakseLife. It says four goal setting quarterly notebooks, but you do also get the annual one as well. It's just a nice set like that, and then that was wrapped in plastic, which I've already taken off, but that is what it looks like. And again, the other set here, you get the same pinstripe on the annual notebook, and then the planners are, I think the cream colored one is the same, but then the other 3 are all different shades of green. They're also a really pretty set, but again, pink and purple, just, yeah, definitely getting that. As far as the goal setting pages go, all of that pre-work in that's under the goal setting tab in the flagship planner is in this booklet, so you get your same welcome letter, all of the same instruction steps here, your same life compass, your assessment scoring, the assessment quiz, everything like that is all in here. It's just slightly scaled down to fit on an A5 page. You still have your intentions, your space, you know, all of the instructions on how to set your goals, the same word list, that blank dot grid space, and then your annual goals here. So still split up into 2 pages. Again, you just get slightly less space because it is in the A5 size. This size has worked super well for me for the past 2 years. Then this ends with your vision board here. You get the same spread there, and then the goal setting quick tips, and that is what is in the annual notebook there. This is the annual notebook from last year. As you can tell, it's nearly identical. The colorway on the companion notebooks is different this year, but the overall, the system and the feel of them are very much the similar. You have the rounded corners on the end. You have the vegan leather cover, so it's just got like a really nice feel to it. So again, very, very similar to last year. Oh, I just got mixed up. This is the one from this year, and you can kind of see this is what this looks like here. I did write my name in it. We've got our compass assessment from the beginning of the year, my assessment scores, my intentions. There was my word of the year for this year is explore. I did not use this page this year, but if I jump back to my ones from 2 years ago, I did 22 fun things in 2022 and just made that little spread there. Again, this was 2 years ago. Last year, these got like a major revamp. So 2 years ago, they were more of like a paper cover and they had all the stripes on them. So they got a big upgrade in 2023, but this year for 2024, they do look mostly the same. My annual goals, and again, I have videos on all of this. If you haven't seen them and you're curious and you want to watch, you can find them linked on my channel. If you have any problems, definitely just let me know in the comments. And then that is what I did on my vision board. You can see where I like whited everything out. And then I just kind of do this like fun stickering little dotty vision board. I have not thought about what I'm gonna do for next year, but this is what I did last year. I did like a word of the year, like a sub word of the year for each of the life areas, and then just did some stickers around that as well. So I just thought that was a little fun. So you use this to set all of your annual goals and do your beginning of the year assessment, and then you could just keep that as reference. It is much thinner than the actual quarterly companion notebook, so it is like a much slimmer book. You can see what the profile looks like there. And then you have 4 companion notebooks. These are all undated, so you can go in whatever order you want. Personally, I choose by the saying. So this hot pink one here, which I absolutely love, will be my first because it says just begin again and again. Last year, that was the cream one. The sayings I do believe are the same. It's just the colors are different. Then we've got trust the timing of your life. Last year, that was the gray one. And I don't know for the green set which one is in which color. Apologies for that. Then we have your only limit is your mind and good things take time. That's typically, I think, the order that I go in. Yeah, I definitely will use this one first and this one last, and then I will probably evaluate if I want to go cream pink or pink cream, so we'll see. But as far as what's inside of these, actually, there is one major upgrade to these this year that was not in there last year, and that's that there are bookmarks now in them. So the same way you would get in like a bullet journal style notebook, there's actually a bookmark in there. It is in gray and it hangs down at the bottom. So I think that's really, really cool. I'm so obsessed with that idea because then I can mark my page. Or if you have your weekly actions open, you can leave it marked to your monthly page, or you can use it to mark your weekly actions. So there is a bookmark there. These do also have a side pocket folder on the back. The inside covers on both sides is that same pinstripe as you have in the annual notebook, and on the box, the box, these do not come with a keepsake box, they just come wrapped in plastic, but again, you have that kind of Moxie pinstripe there with the folder. So the way that these start is you still have at the beginning of the book, you've got like your connection thing here. It's got one of the quotes here. So this one says build. This one has that same first quote from January, building inner wealth is our definition of success. And it's got the quote from Sierra there as well. Then again, these are undated. So then you go in and you have a blank calendar here. I do not typically use the calendar spread, but it is Sunday start. You've got notes running on the right-hand side of the page, and you can use but you can use this for whatever calendar, or you could do like daily gratitude in here. I've even seen people use this as a habit tracker. I did try that once, but it was not for me. But you know, there are different things you can use in here, or you can skip over it, which is typically what I do. Then we have our goal setting page. So again, scaling down those annual pages so that you've got 4 of the life areas on each page here. It is undated, so it just says monthly goals. A lot of times what I do, these are my August goals, is something like this where I run washi at the top and then use a sticker. Here was the one for September, which is what we're in now. Again, I just ran some washi on the top and then some stickers just to make that a little bit more decorative. You can also just write the name of the month or just leave it as is. And then you go straight into your weekly actions. So again, we've got all of the week, each life area on one page split between the 2 columns. And then you get the same blank dot grid here with the space for reflections. It does have the prompt up at the top to say reflect on wins, what worked, what didn't work, lessons learned, and adjustments needed. And the only difference is no coaching tips here in the companion notebooks on the A5 size. There's no coaching tips, and you do get those in Flagship. I do believe they actually sell all of the coaching tips as a packet of stickers, so you could put them in if you wanted them. I personally like the clean space. I do often like to do like a bullet journal style reflection spread. Here is one I did back in January, just make it look a little bit fun, etc. And then this just runs through. Again, this is undated, so you get 5 sets of weekly actions before the monthly wrap up for each month. So you can use this for so that way you can go in any order and you don't have to worry about the weeks or running out of space. You have the same set of weekly reflections right there, and then a blank lined note page next to that, and then it rolls in right to the next calendar. So you don't have any tabs or any divider pages in between. You just get an extra set of lined notes pages. I feel like, no, that was lined last year as well. I was just checking. These pages are also all perforated, so you could pull these out if you want. I know people that have punched these as inserts. I personally, I leave that in, or I know people that have maybe like punch out their intentions page so that they can keep that separate, or you could, if you didn't want to carry this whole booklet around, you could just pull out your annual goals pages and tuck that into your monthly pages. I like to keep them all in their original books, but the pages here are perforated, so you could do that if you want. So again, then you get 3 months worth of spreads here, just the goal setting pages, none of the weekly planning pages. And then when you get to the back, you've got, again, your last monthly reflections, a piece of lined note page, and then you get the quarterly assessment page. So this actually then gets split out onto a 2-page spread compared to the way that it was in the Flagship Planner. So you've got your compass here on one side, then your current and previous place to list your scores out there, and then just a little bit more space for the journaling on this one. Again, I guess shrinking that 1 page down would have been really, really challenging, so they split it over 2. And then in the back, you just get some additional lined notes pages here, which you can use for journaling or brainstorming goals for next time. This is usually where I complete my quarterly goals refresh in these pages back there. And then in the back, again, you do have that little pocket. So all of these are exactly the same on the inside. They all have that same starting page with the quote from Sierra. So you can literally go in any order that you want, and they're all going to be the same. Again, you could go by color. You could just choose at random. I like to go by the saying on the front, but those are the quarterly companion notebooks. These are my official set of quarterly companion notebooks that I will be using as my 2024 goals planner. It has the same high quality 120 GSM paper, so it's super, super nice to write on. Really, really high quality. I love this paper. It's really nice paper. And again, these are $58. And to store them in for this year, I'm so excited for this. They have completely updated and revamped the folios. So last year there were 2 folios available, I believe, like 2 different colors. And this year there are a lot more, and they are much larger. You can actually fit everything in them really, really comfortably now. So really excited about this. I got the hot pink because just look at this color. It's such a gorgeous raspberry, beautiful hot pink color. It matches with this one pretty well, but just in general, like that with the color scheme, I was just really obsessed with that. There are 6 different colors available. There's this pink one. There's also like a purple plum one, a cream colored one, a dark blue, a gray, and a light teal. So really, really nice. And last year they were this is the one from last year. This one had like a weavy texture on the front. So this is a really smooth, buttery vegan leather on the cover. whatever, that doesn't have the same weave texture that it has last year. And then the other big thing that you can probably notice change-wise is that it has a snap this year and it didn't last year. So these, it's really cool, the closure on this. It's actually a snap and a magnet closure. So if you just drop it down, it's gonna magnet in, and then you can secure it with the snap. So really, really awesome. And as you can see, this is quite a bit thicker this year than last. Just like, look how chunky this is. So this is really, just really fun. And then also the inside, so gorgeous. Got a faint pinstripe on it, just so, so pretty versus the just like kind of plainer fabric from last year. I do have some of these notes in my one from last year. And I do actually, I use this to store things in it. I pulled most of the stuff out, but I didn't pull this out. Anyway, we can take a look at that. I do have some stuff in the pocket there, but overall you can see the pocket structure the same. You have the secretarial pockets here with the card slots on this side. You have those little pockets here. It's really fun to decorate. I don't do anything too crazy in here, but I like to do a little bit of decoration. And then you do have 4 elastics. Just given the size, you're probably gonna also want at least 1 jump band to get with this. They don't have them, but you can make them from any elastic. I do kind of wish that this had come with a jump band, just given how thick the spine is and that you're definitely gonna need one. But I have lots of extra elastics, and you can buy elastics, especially just for jump bands. You can buy that really cheap on Amazon to make a jump band. I can show you how that works in a second. So anyway, so this is actually a pocket as well. So you can also slide something into that, like slide a notebook into that pocket, or slide, I guess something thinner would probably work. So if I slid my annual notebook in there, yeah, so you could slide your annual notebook in there and then put the 4 companion notebooks on the individual bands. You could also just have 1 companion notebook in here and a bunch of notebooks, or any of their journals, different things like that, to make yourself kind of like a little whole set of whatever you need it to be. You can also use the secretarial pocket the way I had on the other one to make yourself like a little listing pad. So the way that works, I realize I only have 1 sheet of paper on that right now, but I have more somewhere, is you can just kind of like slide that in to the secretarial pocket, and then you have your notepad right there just attached to it. And all of this stuff is A5 size, so anything that fits the A5 or is A5 from MakseLife is gonna fit. You do have a pen loop right there, and again, like I said, it is magnetic and elastic closure. So let's get some books in here. Grab some extra elastics. So I have some jump bands here. I have a lot of these because I used to use traveler's notebooks a lot. I used to be a really big Foxy Fix person, so I have a lot of extra elastics. I actually believe that these are from Foxy Fix. So the way you do it if you want to use a jump band is you string your planner on the jump band. So 1, and then you string the other side of you string another book. Again, it doesn't have to be a planner. You can use the guided journals, whatever you want to use, onto the other side, and then that makes this 1 book. And then what you do is you find where they're joined, and then you string this on the string. So instead of putting the planner through, instead of opening the planner and putting it through the elastic, you put the 2 planners together through the elastic, and then that is how you jump band 2 things together. So those 2 are jump banded together, and then we could take this one and do this one the regular way. Trying not to destroy the pages here. And again, you can string this through. So we're gonna see how many things we can fit in here. I think it's gonna be a lot, because that's all 4, plus let's put the annual notebook in the back like I had it before, because that, again, this is a thinner notebook. I should have done that before I put the one on the back string there, but I got it in. All right, so then that is all of the companion notebooks clipped in, and you can see that there's actually still space in here. I could even fit more in there. So if I put my other companion notebook in, I think that's probably, yeah, that's probably about the limit there. So that's 5 books plus a thin one. I think you could maybe do 6. Without the goals notebook in there, I think you could do 6, but otherwise 5. So 5 regular size notebooks from MakseLife plus a thin notebook or a notepad, or 6 full-size notepads is what's gonna fit in there. So again, this is much larger than last year, and they have more colors this year as well. So again, 6 different colors, and these retail for $48 each. So that is super exciting, and that is also how I'm going to be storing my companion notebooks for the year. The back of that just is blind embossed with their branding, so it says MakseLife there at the bottom. So next I'm gonna share the Reflections notebook that is the gift with purchase for orders over 100 between the launch and October 3rd, and it is also available for purchase if you want multiples or if you want to pick it up after that, and this is retail for $10 if you don't get it free included with your order. And then I'm gonna go through the rest of the accessories that I have. Again, that's similar to the plastic that everything came wrapped in there, in case you wanted to see what that looked like. This was the one from last year, the 2022 year-end Reflections, and this does have, it's not like a vegan leather cover, it's just like a laminated cardstock feeling cover, and it says 2023 Reflections in silver foil, and it does have the wheel printed behind it, so it looks really cute. And then it says on it, year-end Reflections notebook. Same, and does have the pinstripe on the inside there. And it's got just like a little welcome to the Reflections notebook. It has space to score your compass assessment in it. I'm just looking at this compared to the last year one. I did use the last year one. This was really helpful at the end of the year. I spent most of December working on this. There's a lot to do in here if you want to do it. So I suggest, you know, letting yourself have plenty of time to do it. As Sierra says, if you need to keep working on this into the new year, you know, that is totally fine as well. There is space for wins, for highlights, challenges and lessons, growth and gratitude, what's working, what's not working. So basically just tons of reflecting space. Impact, adjustments, and then there is a guided set of questions to work through as well that you can work on. It looks like it's all the same as the booklet from last year. It just says 2020, it just the years are changed to say 2023 Reflections instead of 2022. And then space for you to write a letter to yourself, and just some additional blank pages in the back for whatever it is you need. So that is the Reflections workbook that you can get either as a free gift with purchase, or you can pick it up for $10. And that's the last of the goal setting stuff. So everything else that we go through is gonna be some of the fun accessories that are available this launch. And I have everything new that's coming except for those bookmarks. That's the only thing that I don't have. So I've got all of the sticky notes and washi for us to take a look at. So first up, for the sticky notes, there are 2 different kinds of sticky notes. There are these mini sticky notes. These are $14 per set, and they are available in just like the darker colors and the lighter version of the colors. So if you look at the actual planner, it's basically like what I think of as like the outside color and the inside color. So these are designed to match with the life areas, and they are mini sticky notes. They're very, very small, and you just get a big giant stack of each color. The sticky notes themselves are 1.5 inch by 0.75 inch. So I will show you, this is the lighter orange color. So again, that matches with the inside of the orange here versus the darker orange color, which is gonna match with the dark color. And it is a really nice little match there. So super, super cute. And I think that these do fit inside the monthly calendar. So that is what they look like on the monthly calendar. They've also got a new digital product this year that's like that is these quarterly calendars that you can get printed. You buy them for a year, and then you can get them printed on like posters, and these sticky notes also do fit inside that as well, I believe. I will be printing those as well. I think they look really, really super cool. So I will share more about that when I have that done. But those digital calendars, I'll try and pop a picture up of them. The digital calendars, the file is $48 for the year. And then Sierra's got some printing recommendations on them, and the print on those, it looks like it's going to be about like $35 per quarter. So it is definitely a more premium product, but it is, and she's got some, she uses it a lot for business, and this says it's been really helpful for business and for like visualizing things like the launch and social media as well. So you can check that out if that's something that you're interested in. But anyway, on the sticky notes again, so we have these 2 different sets of the rainbow here. You can get the darker or the lighter. If you're planning on writing on a bunch of them, the lighter might be a little bit easier here, but I just like having both of them, and I think that they look really nice. I love all of the color coding. These are gonna match with your Maxi markers from last year if you pick those up during launch. And there are dot markers still coming. They will not be available for this launch, but the MakseLife does have a plan to release dot markers that are also in the MakseLife colorway, so I can't wait for that, but they are not currently ready. So stay tuned for more on that. They will not be available for this launch. The other sticky note set, which is $22, is this little booklet set of sticky notes. You can see it's got like the color coding on it. And again, these all also match the colorway. And this one has some sets of page flags here, again, in the colorway. These use like mostly the lighter colors, although this one has the darker color on the outside. You've got this stripe rainbow one, this one that looks like a little notepad, some little square ones here, a larger dot grid on a teal background, and then a listing pad here. And all of these are designed to kind of fit in the planner. So we can grab one of these square ones, and you can see that that fits within the box there. It's also gonna fit, like if we go over to a weekly spread, 1.5 inches, so these are all gonna fit within there as well. You can use the listing one to stick a list right on your to-do list here. So just super, super fun. It literally fits and doesn't cover up the habit tracker. So again, just a really, really fun set of sticky notes matching the MakseLife colorway. So gotta love the color coordination, but also just fitting perfectly within the planner. So those are the two sets of sticky notes. Then finally, the last accessories that I have are the washi. I did pick up all of the washi that was available. So we've got some decorative tapes here. So these washis match a couple of the different planner covers, 3 of the different planner covers, and then the inside pattern matches what the inside pattern was. So this was the planner that I got. So the floral on the outside matches the outside cover, and the other washi matches the inside color. This is the other cover that was designed by that same artist. So you can see that the inside cover had the same pattern, but in a different colorway. And then this is the shine cover, and it has the pattern that goes on the inside as well. So just really, really fun here. We will of course be swatching those, but before we swatch those, and each of those sets was $7 a piece. So that's what those retail for. So $7 for a set of the 2 washis, with the main cover pattern being slightly larger. It looks like 15 millimeter. I will measure that out for you and let you know how that compares. And then the other washi that I have here is this washi tape set on a ring. Look at the way that this unboxes, because it's just so beautiful. So this has the full MakseLife rainbow of colors, 2 colors for each colorway, so the darker color and the lighter color in like a 5 millimeter washi, and it's all just stored on a ring for perfect color coding. This set is $25, which is so cool looking. I just really, really love this. And the colors are supposed to match perfectly, so we will definitely take a look at that as well. But that is the fun little set there of the MakseLife ring of washi. So I'm gonna get all of these swatched, and then we can look at them, how they look on the page, and we can also look at them compared to the colors. All right, so here are the washis all swatched out. I just absolutely love this. It's such a fun set. We'll take a look at the color match, but it's so good. And then here are the more decorative washis swatched out there. Let me zoom you in there as well. Super, super fun. I did just do this in a MakseLife notebook since we're swatching MakseLife washis. This is from the Rainbow Notebook collection, but they have tons of notebooks in all of the new colorways going for sale with this launch as well. I didn't pick up any more notebooks, but they do have, like, if you want to use a Flagship Planner but you just love this color, you can get this bright pink notebook as just a dot grid notebook. So super fun there. But these are the washis. Again, this is the ring set, which was $24 for this set, and then the individual cover matching sets, which are sold in a set of 2 each. And the larger washi is a 15 millimeter, and the smaller one is a 10 millimeter washi, and that is $7 per set. Then if I just pull this on to a goals page really quick, you can kind of just see what it looks like with your yellow there. So good. The match is like really perfect outside and inside color. We've got the orange and the teal. the red and the green, and then the purple and the gray. So just again, super, super fun. And you can kind of see what those other Washis look like as well. And that is everything I have for the MakseLife launch. That is everything that I have from MakseLife that is launching on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed getting to see all of the things that I picked up this launch. I can't wait to see and hear what you picked up this launch as well, or what you're planning to pick up. Thanks for sticking with me. I know this was a long one, but we just had so much good stuff to go through. Don't forget, all of these items and more are launching this Thursday, September 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can also join me, Annie Plans, Jen's Planner Life, and Samantha Plans over on Instagram tomorrow night. That's Tuesday, September 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we'll be going through some more of this stuff and chatting about MakseLife Live over on Instagram. Really excited for that. So last thing to wrap us up is that giveaway. I have a $25 MakseLife gift card for one of you. I'm so excited to be sharing that with you. This giveaway is not sponsored by MakseLife or YouTube or anyone else. Just my way of saying thank you so much for watching now and always. I just so appreciate the support, and thank you so much for shopping with my link. Again, if you do want to use my affiliate link, it is down in the description below. To enter the giveaway, all you need to do is leave a comment down in the description below telling me which item you're most excited to pick up from the MakseLife launch. This giveaway is open anywhere that MakseLife ships to, and I will give one of you a digital gift card for $25 to shop with during the MakseLife launch. This giveaway is going to be open through Wednesday, September 27th. I will pick the winner Thursday morning. That way you can have your gift card in time to shop during the launch. See the description below for more details, but that is basically it. Good luck. Again, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can also check me out on Instagram and TikTok at MyCraftyPlans, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.